fascinates me is that you are producing a number of articles on the Brazilian economies. And what I'm curious about is to see how some notable experts from African countries are going to react to our study of the Brazilian economy, its successes and its failures. And from that, both the Africans and also the Brazilians, and also those of us who study those countries but do not live in them, can learn. We can learn from each other. So that's why I'm looking forward to this collaboration. Brazil, for a long time, including the 1980s, had hyperinflation, tremendous economic instability. And finally, in the 90s, they conquered inflation. They introduced a new stabilization plan which eliminated inflation, really. Whereas in the 1980s, you had inflation rates of about 3,000 to 4,000% a year. By the time we get to the second half of the 1990s, it was down to about 4 and 5% a year. So in that sense, there's been tremendous progress. Also, since the end of inflation, there's been a substantial progress in trying to improve the distribution of income. The distribution of income is still very concentrated in Brazil, but there are a number of factors that have eliminated the trends toward continuing to concentrate distribution of income. They've also had pioneer programs in cash transfers. That's transferring money to the poorest of the poor if they send their kids to school. That has helped substantially. So those have been some of the positive elements of Brazil in the last couple of decades. It can only be sustained if they solve a problem, and that's the problem of investment in infrastructure. I mean, they've expanded substantially, for example, agriculture. That's been a great success, production of agriculture. But the problem is that the lack of investment in roads results in the phenomenon that by harvest time you have queues of trucks 25 to 30 miles long waiting to unload their product in the ports. So both the highways have been neglected and the ports have been neglected. So the infrastructure, unless that can be solved, that can create severe problems.